What is up, my beautiful gemstones? Welcome to Wednesday night's live intuitive oracle with myself and Ghostdragonzw. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming and hanging out with us. As always, I feel like from last Wednesday to this Wednesday took like 3 weeks. Like, I feel like it was such a slow week and they were coming by so fast, so fast. So let me catch my breath. Okay. So I got a whole bunch of really awesome, cool stuff this week from a lot of you guys that I want to show off. I have some of it down here with me. Now, I wanted to give a shout out right away because I see her in here to Arisha McCoy because she sent me from her and her sister, Miss Lotus Girl, 3 amazingly awesome custom made. So they're not like things that you can just go on Amazon and buy. They're not images like that. Not to mention Amazon charges a small fortune for Pennywise shirts. Custom made Pennywise shirts, the new Pennywise, as I always call him, my future ex-husband. Love him. The reason I'm not wearing them is because they're in the laundry. And I actually pulled the one out of the laundry and I was going to wear it. And then I'm like, I'll just wash it. And then I got some Harley Davidson shirts as well that are also in the wash, but I will be showing them next week. And then there are a few other things that I want to show you guys later on because you guys have just been so generous, not only with time, but with gifts and donations and watching the videos more. And I really, really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I do see it, even if I don't always comment. The kid at the hardware store calls you Pennywise. We've got a new deck this week, the Solitary Witch, which I'm super excited about it, right? So it was a little bit more than I normally pay on decks, but you guys have been giving the donation. So I was like, you know what? It's $32 on Amazon. It's 31 and change in this store. I'm just going to splurge. I'm going to buy it for the 31 and change. And as soon as I got home and opened it, I saw that it was on sale on Amazon for like $26. But I was like, you know what? Totally worth it. Paradox Fossils, thank you so much for coming in. So good to see you. Arisha, I keep going to say Arisha, I have a little bit of a business proposition for you. We will talk privately. I think I mentioned it on Facebook. I want to do like merch shirts, not like a whole ton of them, but maybe like 2 images or 4 images, 10 shirts of each image or something like that, and just see how they sell. But that would be something we talk about behind the scenes. If you guys are interested in merch, I'm a little chatty tonight because I do feel like it's been weeks since I've been sitting here in front of you. I guess because we missed Thursday night stream too. So let me say hello to everybody and then bring in the man you're all here to really see. Miss Arisha Blue Crossroad. What up, yo? Monica. Vixen Doe. Josephine, hello. Brent Fleener, so nice to see you. Multifaceted Jules, hey baby girl. Eris, Michigan UFO and Paranormal Encounters, hello. Smoochy, smoochy. Paradox Fossil, so good to see you again. That's definitely for sure. And anyone that I missed, Cowie, Grey Wolf, hi. So one more thing about the shirts, because I really do want to promote that for Arisha because she did a fantastic job. They're not the like really heavy, stiff shirts. Like if you notice, I really don't even wear t-shirts anymore because they always just feel so stiff on me. These are like really nice, thin, but not like that super, super thin stuff. Like they're perfect for like a spring day in a t-shirt. And it says Gemma Jade Paranormal YouTube on the backs of all of them. I should have pulled them out to show you guys, but don't fret because Ghost Dragons is wearing one of the ones that she also sent him. And we really do appreciate that. You guys are so amazing. I feel like I'm just like finding my voice right now. Like I feel strange. When you're strange.
Hello. Thanks. You did that on purpose.
I did. I definitely did. Show him his shirt.
See, it's a shirt. It's white. You go. It's so cool. There's the front.
I love that image. That one
And
was
it
by
says
far my
Ghostdragonzw.
favorite.
And then on the back, as you saw on Facebook,
Guardian of Gemstones, Keeper of Lights. Not everyone on here has
keeper of the list.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
I got
was super
2 more
excited.
to show off as we go through the Wednesday.
those shirts too. I can't wait. I'm actually going to do laundry on Friday morning. So yes, I also this guy. This is really cool. It's obviously agates and amethyst, but I just thought the design of it is amazing. And while it is a little bigger and a little clunkier than what I normally wear, it's actually very comfortable, very soothing, very much so calming. So we need to put Lotus Girl on the list, whether she can come in or she can't. And with all of that being said, oh, did I show you guys my new phone? It's actually green. And I got an $800 trade-in for my 5-year-old iPhone XR with a cracked back for that phone. That's the Galaxy S23 Ultra. And I only had to pay $400 over time, for it with the trade-in. So I'm really excited because I feel like I can do a lot more for the channel because I use my phone for so much of what I do, and I'll have much more, what's it called? Space. I don't know if it's gigs or whatever.
You'll have more memory to do stuff.
Yes, memory. There you go. Which is what I'm losing right now. All right, let's get started. Let's bring me into the groove. I did like an hour-long meditation. Almost went full deep trance. So I'm still a little bit coming out of that. So that's why I seem a little bit off. But you guys know as we go through, I'll pull out. So.
And I will say my lows as I call names. So the first one is Arisha. She was the very first. So
Nut Slap Monster Radio. All right, Arisha. So I'm going to use.
Thank you, hon. They're beautiful. Thank you. Everybody's already complimented me on them already. So thank you. Okay, now shut up.
Dude. I like giving them that look because a lot of the time you take it very seriously, as do the people who don't know us and know that I'm like kidding. Like that's just how we interact in the comments. People get so mad. I don't even say anything to them anymore. I just let them go on thinking that I'm mean like that to you. It does look good on you. You guys have to see the Pennywise ones because Lotus Girl messaged me and she's like, listen, send me an image of Pennywise that you would like to have on a shirt. So I found one of my favorite images and I thought it was just going to be a regular shirt. And I ended up with 3 shirts. One of them is sleeveless, which I absolutely love. 3 different designs. And then on the back, Gemma Jade Paranormal YouTube. And I was just really excited. My mom tried to steal the tank top one. So I've got to order.
Of course she would.
You did do the Harry Potter blanket. I would love to see how that came out. She puts on Facebook the pictures of or like someone was saying that they wanted like a head wig and each of the house's shields, and she's like, "What is all this? Somebody help me!" And I'm like, "Oh my god, I know what that is."
I was showing.
I sleep with a stuffed head wig. Okay.
It was funny because I was showing my son Giles all this, and I'm going, well, she makes chess sets. And he goes, oh, really? And I said, maybe I can get her to do a Lord of the Ring ones or something. She can deal with that.
Yeah, you amaze me. Like it's not only that you're super talented with what you do, there's a lot of like ideas that you have that I'm like, oh my gosh, where did she come up with that? Where did she come? I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so creative. Like over the holidays, you were doing all this homemade, like, hot chocolate bombs and things like that. And I was like, gosh, I wish I had like a mind that worked that way where I can.
Well, as a screen printer and an R&D guy, I was very impressed. I had to approve a lot of stuff that went out for Disney and stuff when I was working. This is quality stuff. I'm really very impressed. And thank you very much.
All right, Arisha, you got the Witch's House, card number 36 in the upright position. Every witch needs a place or space to call her own. Perhaps the solitary ones need that sacred home most of all. She will paint the rooms the color her heart longs for. She will water the plants in their pots, cultivate the herb garden, and create the library where her book friends will live. She has none of these things, none of her own, not in the present moment. And so she will magically bring her witch's house to life. Whether the home is one you have established or one you dwell in or one you seek to find and claim as your own, it's time to manifest an aspect of home so that where you live mirrors the beauty of your unique and precious soul. It's time for you to contemplate what you need within a space. Dream what you wish to see into being, shape it in your mind, and feel the belonging there in your heart. Begin when the moon is new, and when she waxes, continue through her cycles. Then seek the home of your heart. Quest for it. Dream relentlessly of it until it is yours. That place, that palace of memories and soul, the place of peace and sanctuary within an unstill world, the proof that you can bring into form that which has existed only in wishes and dreams. You are a witch, and your wishes can become spells, and those spells can become the most powerful of all manifestations. Use all your witchy ways to bring this space into being, whether it is moving or reshaping a home or finding privacy and quiet within a busy space. You are adept. You can do this. You must, however, take all the steps and dream and weave it into being, beautiful witch. The meaning is wishing, dreaming, longing for a place to be completely of your own self, knowing it can be manifested, deciding to take the steps to walk the path of magic, to bring about your heart's desire, a need for a magical space without intrusion or opinion on its appearance and contents, yours entirely. And I know, what's up, TMP Press? Nice. Well, thank you for sending it out. I can't wait to show it off. Nice, Smoochie. So Arisha, this is, I mean, I saw on Facebook that you had redone your kitchen. I thought it looked so cool. It was, you know, kind of retro and really awesome. And I feel like this card is the universe encouraging you to keep going and make sure that anywhere that you call home, right? Because we can have more than one home. I mean, we usually have that one place, you know, home is where your heart is, you know, that little cliche, but it's really true. So making sure that any space that we're calling our own and getting comfortable in, that there is a place and a space for us where we're not going to be judged, you know, if we want to draw stick figures all over the wall because it makes us feel comfortable. Like your own space, whether you own your own home, whether you live with someone else. This could also be calling you into creating a sacred space, like an altar of some sort. Even if you don't practice rituals, right? Even if you don't cast spells or things like that, it's still nice to have even like one shelf in your home or in your she shed or wherever it is that you feel most comfortable with a few crystals that mean something to you, some witchy items, you know, little fairies or cats or whatever calls to you. From the metaphysical, even if it's just an incense burner and a statue of a gnome, like it doesn't matter. I would definitely put crystals here and there in your house and dedicate at least one shelf to magic with a K, to your own inner magic and inner beauty and things that really resonate with you. Other than that, I just feel like this is just validating that you're on the right path with where you're going, with all of the things that you're doing and trying to manifest, and that the universe is really just commending you. And we don't get cards that come up that often where the advice is you're doing a great job. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You are, you know, right where you need to be. And, you know, that's really a blessing. 2 squatch altars with crystals. My altar has turned into something like a life of its own. So I can't perform rituals here anymore. There's just too much going on. So I brought a gold Santa Muerte statue. She's very particular where you can put her. She can't be on the same table as any other deities. She cannot be put directly on an altar. She has to have a cloth, but it has to be her own cloth. Again, there can't be any other statues around her. So I'm thinking of pulling her separate and just putting her on a very small ritual altar. I can't put her on here. It's offensive. And I don't move Jesus for anybody. So Paranormal Pixie, what's up, girl?
Ready?
Yes,
Blue.
sir.
Blue, blue, blue. Hello, Casey. I'm glad you made it tonight.
Hi, Casey. So nice to see you.
And Pixie, hello.
Blue Crossroads, I am going to use the Oracle of the Divine Circus.
Sorry about that.
so good to see you all. We're still missing some folks, but this is like the 4th or 5th week in a row I've been early. So I think we might be throwing people off. They're like, oh, she says 7:15, but she won't be there till 7:30 anyway. Here to enjoy the company. Nice. I'm so sorry. I was hoping that you would get your gift by now that I sent you from me and Steven and the chat. Casey, so nice to see you. Blue Crossroads, Princess Victorious. Card number 6. Love this card. You are being asked to be a big picture person for the moment. Sometimes immediate gratification has to give way for a grander scheme unfolding, which will ultimately lead you to far greater and more meaningful success. What seems to be a delay, obstacle, loss, or even failure is a twist in the plot of your life necessary for your gracious destiny to unfold according to a higher plan. It can be hard to keep the faith when you've been defeated just one too many times. It's easy to make fear and doubt mean something they don't. It's usually something like being doomed to fail, so we might as well give up anyway. However, fear and doubt are just symptoms of fatigue. They are signs that we are feeling battle weary when it comes to life. To overcome weariness and create happiness, you are being asked to temporarily surrender your need to win just for now. Instead, you are guided to step back, regroup, replenish, be kind to yourself, and know this. Sometimes you have to be willing to lose the battle to win the war. That means being willing to go through things in the short term that might seem like failure without losing confidence, courage, and trust that everything is going to go your way in the long term. The Oracle of Princess Victorious encourages you to know that you are strong and determined enough to bounce back and overcome difficult circumstances. You will be given the power to succeed at the right time and in the best way for all concerned. Thank you, Jules. Starting the night off right. For now, an apparent delay, failure, loss, or change of course is really a saving grace. In time and with broader perspective, you'll look back and be grateful for not getting what you thought you wanted in the way you thought you wanted it, because what will come to you eventually will be so superior in every single way. So give in to how your journey is unfolding, even if it seems like you're losing when you'd rather be winning. But don't give up hope. Trust that the universe is strategic. It's helping you to succeed. It knows that the things that don't work out now can help you move towards the things that will work out for you in the long term. If you need a sign to know that things are going to work out for the best, even if it seems like they are falling apart along the way, then this card is it. So guys, don't forget, if you can't stay the full time, know you have to leave early, let us know so we can make sure that everybody who wants one gets a reading. Blue Crossroads, I do feel like there could be a small disappointment coming in. I don't think it's anything life-crushing. And I'm getting a feeling like it's not something you were certain about in the first place. Like it was like this maybe kind of up in the air thing that you might have been like hoping for, but so it's not going to be like that detrimental. I think it is going to be like a bummer, like, oh, that stinks. But what the universe is saying, not only through this card, but what I'm really kind of pulling in right now is like, it's only that way for now. I don't even get that this is like you losing or failing at something or not getting something that you wanted or hoped for. It's like just right now you can't. And you can't have it. You can't achieve it. You can't accept it, whatever it is. If you give this some time, so these cards cover a week or two, I would say in the next 2 to 3 months, whatever this is, try it again. If you're trying to evolve a romantic situation, or if you're trying to get a new job, whatever the case may be, I would say now is not the right time. Wait a couple of weeks before you attempt anything or speak out loud about it or say anything about it. If you've already said something about it, like that's okay, but don't expect an immediate response. I don't feel like you're going to get like a no or a flat out denial of whatever this is, but I feel like it's like no answer. And you're just like waiting, like, did I do the right thing? Did I say the right thing? I shouldn't have done that. Should I have done that? What was it? All of these confusing thoughts, which are not normal for you because the type of personality you are. It's like, yeah, you wonder and you have doubts and fears and all that. But for the most part, you're pretty confident in the things that you do and say, and you kind of know why you're doing them and saying them. So yeah, it's just like this next couple of weeks is like not the right moment to share this, attempt this, approach this, whatever that is. I don't really see it affecting your happiness or anything in the long term anyway.
Now, Miss Grey Wolf has got to leave to make dinner. Monica, would you mind if she goes ahead and do Grey Wolf while she's still here?
Casey, thank you so much, honey.
Oh, we did at the same time. Go ahead.
Just like I did last week, I don't even know if I told you this. I did read for you last. I will do a reading for you at the very end as well, because I know sometimes it's hard for you to stick around. And thank you. I really do appreciate that.
So, do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Go ahead and do. Monica, no, she says no. I don't know if she's being serious or not. Are you being serious, young lady?
Nope. Hey, Scott.
No, she's okay. Go ahead and do Grey Wolf.
Okay.
And then we'll do Monica. I think she said she doesn't mind. I don't know. I'm trying to be nice here. It's been a weird day.
She was joking.
Yes, I know she was.
I'm like, I don't really think Monica's the type of person that would be serious about something like that.
It's just been a weird day.
It's been like a very, I wouldn't say weird, but like for me, I feel very disconnected today.
I did that this morning.
Yeah, like I don't know. I hope that this passes by tomorrow. I think it's a lot of it has to do, like that's why I almost went into such a deep trance during meditation. But I've just felt very disconnected, very, I don't know. It's been a strange day. Miss Grey Wolf, I'm using the Fairy Tale Oracle. Fair, brown, and trembling. Hey, Miss Shelley. Thank you for that amazing donation last week, as always. Okay. An Irish king has 3 daughters. Their names are Fair, Brown, and Trembling. Fair and Brown are pretty, vivacious, beloved, and spoiled, and Trembling is mocked for her nervousness, her shy nature, and her quiet self, and no one at all mentions her great beauty. Until, for there is always an until, she rallies courage to go to the church where she usually cannot go, for she is kept at home to cook and clean, while the other girls go to flirt and show off their finest gowns. One day, while at home, she is visited by a very, very old woman who asks her what she would wear if she could. As Trembling describes the gown, it is woven about her, a gift from the crone. She has a bird upon each shoulder and a fine horse to ride upon, and is told by the old henwife to ride to the church, but not to enter it. And thus begins the tale of enchantment that is Fair, Brown, and Trembling. Thank you, Lindsay. When this tale comes to you, Lindsay, you are being told to manifest and create what it is you wish for, using magical means and the wisdom of the old wise ones. You are not to accept a fate that others have allotted to you. And like Trembling, you will overcome your shyness, your nerves, and all the humiliation you have endured, and you will be loved for who you are. It's also, in its way, a warning to stay away from places of worship, to make sure that that nature is your home and temple. It also tells us that we have been gifted with good fortune. When we have been gifted with good fortune, to only accept the hand of a person who respects us for who we are, who will protect us, fight for us, and search for us if ever we become lost. In short, it is a tale about valuing yourself and knowing that your very strangeness and shyness can be what makes you most valued, most loved, and most precious of all. Hey, Christian. It is also a tale of knowing that the good fortune you draw to you can sometimes be coveted by others within your family who have never been kind to you. Know this, if the good fortune has come to you alone, then it is yours alone to work with. Do not give it away. It will never bring happiness to another, only you. So I feel like there are a few kind of lessons that are coming in with this card for you, Grey Wolf. It means a lot to you already. Good. So obviously, however it resonates for you is how it's meant to resonate. A few more messages, though. Definitely getting the not being able to trust someone, I'm not sure if they're flat out, being rude to you or obnoxious, or if they're just kind of sitting by in judgment. Like, what are you going to do that for? That doesn't even make any sense. It's stupid, you have this amazing, great idea that is going to work for you. You're like really excited about it. And then here comes this person. Don't, better than to listen to them. I feel like you're finally starting to understand that your life is about your happiness. And it's not in a selfish way, because when we're as happy as we can possibly be as human beings on this third dimension, that's when we're most able to give happiness to others, to bring love and light and peace and joy into other people's hearts and homes and auras when we're feeling like that. This is a card as well of divine intervention. Okay. This is the universe saying, you can have everything that you're trying to manifest right now, but can you stand alone if necessary to receive these things? Or is it so important to you that other people who have never been supportive of you to begin with agree with what it is you're doing, that you would walk away or turn away from this opportunity? And it's really up to you. If you believe in yourself, if you know for an absolute fact that you deserve this, tell the universe that. And don't listen to anyone else, because when it all does come to fruition, okay, they're going to be the first ones that are there. Like, I knew you could do it. You really have to start. It's a very strong message that kind of just popped in at the end there. You have to start setting up boundaries, Gray Wolf, with people right now, because of the tremendous opportunities and things that are coming in for you. It may be hard for you to put them up later. It might be easy to deny lending someone $100,000 right now if you don't have it. But if you're about to earn, win, or gain $1 million, you might reconsider, right? So before this huge, gigantic blessing comes in, start weeding out the people who don't deserve to be in your orbit before that happens.
Monica.
You are so welcome. Monica, I'm going to use the Gothic Oracle. Immortal flight. Deception. Monica, a fairy sits beside a pool bathed in blue. She reaches out to the water and illuminates a skeleton beneath the surface. Calm and composed, you might think that she has good intentions, but nothing could be further from the truth. The faint image of a skull can be glimpsed in her wings if you look carefully. This fairy is deadly. She is a symbol of both the seen and unseen. We can view only what she cares to show us. Her true intentions might be hidden. The skull, unrecognizable at first glance, represents what lies beneath. The motives of someone in your environment could be under question. Is a friend or colleague telling you something quite differently from what they truly believe? Does your situation suggest that you not trust a situation? Does your intuition suggest that you not trust a situation? If this card occurs in your reading, it could be a warning that deception is near or that someone is hiding something from you. This is a time to do a little research before making any big commitments. When in shadow, immortal flight can describe the unfaithful, the dishonest, or those intending to compromise or mislead you. So, Monica, unfortunately, it's like Blue Crossroads. You had some clearness in your past couple of readings, but we're right back to the deception. And this is purposeful deception. This isn't someone hiding something from you because they don't want to hurt your feelings. This is someone knowing that this is going to hurt you and they're not telling you anyway. I feel like someone is presenting an offer to you, either of love, a job, money. There's something here that comes with a major catch, okay? If, for example, it's love, someone coming in from the past and being like, I missed you so much. I never thought that you would leave me, but now that you did, I've changed. It's just going to be a honeymoon phase. This person is now coming in to settle the score. Okay, there's someone coming in from your life, whether you knew them for 10 years or for 10 minutes or 10 seconds, you did something to put them in their place and take them down a peg or two. And now they're going to come in as charming as ever. And they're going to kind of present you with an offer that's too good to be true. and then they're going to try to destroy you with it. Be very, very wary of the people around you right now. I'm also getting that this could be someone you consider a friend, but really they're on the side of the other person. So just for instance, say that you recently had a breakup with a narcissistic and or abusive partner. You finally had enough. You're moving on. It may not be easy, but you're doing everything that you have to do and that you want to do. And, your best friend, still your best friend. You guys are hanging out all the time. Everything's great. This person has taken the side of your ex, and now they're reporting everything back to them and manipulating, like, oh no, you shouldn't go there tonight with that guy. Come to so-and-so with me. And then your ex shows up. Like, there's like a double agent type energy here. So someone in your friend circle, or possibly even your family, is definitely like spying on you. That's so weird. Spying on you.
Vixen Doe's next.
Okay. Vixen Doe, I am going to use the Solitary Witch.
Ann Palmer, long time no see, hon.
Yes, Ann. Welcome, welcome. We are missing Aunt Edna.
Mm-hmm.
I hope she's okay. Spies on my grill. Yes, ma'am. And sometimes she changes. Card number 32. It is in the shadow. We are not always the same person. We are ourselves, yet all of ourselves cannot be simultaneously expressed. We shift and change, bend and shape ourselves to people, situations, and we are sculpted to by time, the elements, the energies, the soul's journey. Sometimes it's best to understand that we are changing creatures, evolving in response to our own needs, our own destinies, in our own environments. We evolve and we also become able to find those safe spaces where we can reveal the parts of ourselves that others have found impossible to believe in or to comprehend or to love. Not all of ourselves are as others would have us to be entirely ourselves, like this solitary witch. We must find a haven within or without in which we can transform. During her bathing ritual, the solitary witch has connected with her mer self. To others, she seems weird, inhuman, or unrealistic, but she feels that she's home. Make space inside and out of you where no other will judge you, and where you learn not to judge yourself, where you accept the mysteries of who you are and who you may yet become. We are evolving creatures of mystery, and who you once were is no longer who you are today. You're always changing, flowing through forms, reshaping the self you have created in your own image. Be your own creation, Vixen Doe. Allow the unacceptable parts of yourself to find a home too, for within them is pure, deep magic. In the reverse, feeling change but limiting its expression, being unsure of whether a change you desire is positive or not, a restriction and rejection of mysterious aspects of the self, not allowing the time to contemplate or feel into who you are becoming, being unconscious of the ways you have limited yourself to please others or satisfy their expectations, rejection of your sensuality, ambivalence regarding sensual pleasure, and your worthiness to enjoy adventurous satisfaction. I feel like this is very simple, to be honest with you. Mike Roberts, Richard Elmore, anyone else that I missed, hello and welcome. This is a lot of second guessing, okay? Did I make the right decision? Was that the right move? What happens if we can't live our lives that way? The one thing I have, and I'm actually really proud because I've almost accomplished it, that I've been training myself, training myself, is to not worry about one specific aspect of my life. I was like, I refuse to worry. And that one area of my life has gotten a whole lot better since I stopped worrying about it. This is something like that. It's like the universe is telling you, like, train yourself however you can to be confident in your decisions, even the ones that turn out to not have worked out for the best, not to have been in your best interest, even the ones that you do eventually live to regret. Because once you're comfortable enough and confident enough in every decision you make, for good, bad, worse, or ugly, it's like you won't ever regret any of them, because you'll be able to immediately start picking up on the lessons that it was meant to teach you, which means you kind of intuitively but purposely made the wrong decision. Does that make sense? Because you knew the right lesson was going to come out of it. This is really encouragement to stop second guessing, to, hey, Tracy, to, be more,
Sorry about that.
Just mute if you can, only because it throws me off. To be more confident in your decisions, in the choices that you make too. I feel like this has a lot to do with perhaps it's like, it's weird the way I'm seeing it and feeling it. It's like there's this disconnect, like an inability, or maybe a not wanting to like put two and two together. Like you could be feeling maybe lonely. Like this is just an example. You've been in a relationship for 10 years. The person was an a-hole. And you're like, you know what, I'm moving on. You've moved on. You're doing so much better in all aspects and areas of your life. But when the sun goes down and you're laying in bed alone, you start getting lonely. So all you're focused on is that negative, that loneliness. Instead of working with it and getting out and meeting new people, automatically wanting to go back to what's comfortable. Okay. And I see you doing that, like wondering if you should, reverse all of the amazing progress you've made, all of the amazing decisions that you made, because you feel like you're missing something. The universe is saying, don't do that. Get in touch with your inner self, with your inner magic. Start to really listen to and understand your guides and what they're saying to you, because you will learn the right lesson every single time without fail, and you'll never look back. And that's where the universe wants us all to be at all times. It's just because we're human beings, it's not possible to always be like that.
Ready? Now see if she shows up, because apparently she doesn't pay attention to chat. Josephine Van Dam.
All right, Josephine, that's you.
I hate to sound mean.
No, she's like never listening.
I know she has to hear it, because when I put it in chat, she never responds until she hears her name called, until you say her name.
Well, we can read the next person until she comes back.
That's fine. Brent Fleer.
Brent Fleer. I'm going to use the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Just remember, this will talk about things like, that's okay, Josephine, you'll be next, honey. No worries. Just remember with these cards, it's like, it might be like, what is it? I believe that's Jupiter in Virgo. I have to look again though, but that doesn't mean that your Jupiter is in Virgo. It could be, but this is the energy that's coming in for you in the next week or two. So let me just find that. It's not Jupiter. I was wrong. I've got to really learn these little symbols. What the heck is it? Saturn. Saturn in Virgo. Scorpio. Saturn in Scorpio. For Saturn, Scorpio's finances and shared property are areas of life requiring self-discipline and responsibility. Somewhat perfectionist in their work and able to take this to extremes, the people this card describes can earn the reputation among workmates and colleagues of being hard taskmasters. Those with this planet sign combination can exert enormous and persistent energy in order to achieve aims and accept a great deal of personal hardship in the process. Because of this ability, they find it difficult to realize when they have taken on too much to the detriment of their health. So with this card comes a warning to watch that excessive drive. This sign placing indicates that Saturn Scorpios would be better advised where possible to avoid personal legal matters such as litigation. They may, however, find themselves quite happily looking after other people's financial or legal problems. And in this role, provided they are sure to keep everything above board, the Saturn Scorpio personality can be quite successful. Because of Scorpio's rulership of the 8th house, there is promise of an inheritance of some kind whenever this card is drawn in a reading. Negatively, the inheritance card can indicate the capability of the questioner to harbor deep, brooding resentment when he or she feels some injustice has been perpetrated. Okay. So there's a few things here, Brent. This could definitely be and most probably is, a reward coming in for something that you've been working towards for a long time. This doesn't have to be in like your work. It could be something that you've been working on with yourself, within yourself, about yourself. It could be work. It could literally be any aspect of your life, something you've been working really hard for, trying to manifest, trying to build. You haven't given up, and the universe is saying, you know what? We're not giving up on you either. Here's your reward. Now keep on going. Now, there's some jealousy in your orbit. Once this happens, people are going to be a little pissed. They're not, because they didn't see all of the work you put into this, all the time, blood, sweat, tears, and effort you put into it. They're going to feel you're undeserving. This is something you're just going to have to deal with and work through and take the lesson from. Because the universe says you are deserving. That's why you achieved this. Don't give up. Don't stop. I feel like you could be right at the cusp of something really important changing in your life for the absolute better. But it's like you've been working on this or trying at this for so long that you're just about ready to be like, F it. Obviously, this isn't meant to be. I'm moving on. And it's like right when you get there, if you just push a little harder, the universe is going to give you that reward. Make sure that you remember that it was well earned and well deserved. And anybody who can't be happy for you in your happiness, that's where you need to start reconsidering boundaries and relationships. Now, if someone asks you in the next week or two or in the next month, could be a few months actually, this is going a little bit more long-term than what I normally read in this. Good, Brent, I'm glad. So it's also if someone may ask you to do something for them. It could be something as small as house sitting. It could be something as big as being in charge of their financials. Be very careful about this because I feel like this person already knows, like if you're going to pet sit for somebody, they know their pet is sick and they're leaving for a week, but they don't tell you because then it'll be on you when something happens to the pet, right? Or if they, you know, I could be so many different things and it might not even happen. It's your job to be cognizant and mindful of people like this in your life and not let them put you in those types of positions. If your gut says it's not a good idea to pet sit, even if it's for your best friend who you've known your whole life, but for some reason your intuition is saying, don't do it. Don't do it. You shouldn't have to explain yourself too much. You know, people should be able to accept decisions you make and accept when you say no without you having to do a whole separate song and dance for them.
Okay, now Josephine.
Josephine, I'm going to use Wild Woman.
Hello, sneaky Eris.
Eris has been here. I said hi to him before.
You know, he sneaks in and out like a snake, like a little bat.
Josephine, you got Hecate, Queen of the Crossroads. It's the card of the unknown, and it is card number 33. I'm going to read for Josephine and then run to the restroom. So please hold down the fort, literally and figuratively, while I'm here. Brent says, thank you, Gemma. I do my best and always listen to my instincts. Yes, and please really focus on them because I feel like this is going to be conflicting for you because it's someone you care about deeply and that you would help in a heartbeat. But for some reason, there's just something off about what they're asking you to do. Follow that, okay?
Josephine, this is you.
Yes, Josephine, this is you. What important decisions have you been avoiding due to your fear of the unknown? Hecate acknowledges that you are at a significant crossroad in your life. She meets you at this crossroad with her torch, dagger, and key and asks you to embrace the unknown, even if you are afraid. This decision, although difficult and full of uncertainty, must be made. Josephine, trust that with your inner knowing and real world experience, you will make the decision that is for the highest good of all. Hecate, goddess of magic, witchcraft, necromancy, life and death, doorways and crossroads, is one of the most mysterious figures in Greek mythology. It is believed that her name may derive from the ancient Greek word hekos, meaning far off, roughly translating to influence from afar. This name may allude to her foreign origins, as her worship is thought to have begun in Anatolia, largely modern-day Turkey. Hecate was greatly honored by Zeus, and she was the only Titan permitted to maintain her authority once the Olympians won the war against the Titans. Only Hecate continued to hold the great power to either give to or withhold from humanity anything that she desired. Because she has always been shrouded in mystery. I love Greece, by the way, Jules. Hecate has been depicted in a variety of ways: a seductive maiden, a wise old crone, and a three-headed woman looking simultaneously in three directions at a crossroads, representing her ability to see into the past, present, and future. Statues and images of Hecate often show her carrying a torch that brings illumination, a dagger that cuts through illusions, and a key that can unlock any door we truly wish to enter. She is often accompanied by animal familiars such as black dogs, snakes, black cats, polecats, and dragons. Josephine, it is time to make a decision. The universe is saying, like, we understand that you're afraid of what's next. Like, who wouldn't be? This is a huge thing. I don't know what it is going on in your life, but it's something major. But it's been a long time coming, and the universe is getting to the point where it's like either you're going to decide or we're going to decide for you and throw everything into turmoil and make you repeat all of these lessons again. So unless you want to do another year or more of exactly what you've been doing, it's time to make the decision. You know what the right decision is. And I'm not saying this is your situation, but the best way I can give an example, I always say a battered woman, a woman leaving an abusive relationship. They know for an absolute fact they must leave. Their life literally depends on it. But where would they go? Who would take them in? Where would they get money from? Would their abuser come after them? All of these what ifs start penetrating in their head, and they end up staying with their abuser possibly until they end up killed. That's a very serious analogy, but I feel like it is serious. It's something that you really need to do. You have to take this next step, Josephine. You know what's right for you. You know this has been a long time coming, and you can have everything you've ever hoped for. It's going to be a long road. It's not going to be like you take this next step and it's going to be into eternal bliss. But it's a step in the right direction. Backwards is almost never a step in the right direction. So either poop or get off the pot. If you don't make the decision yourself, the universe is going to decide that you need to learn more hard lessons about this situation. You're not going to advance or evolve. You're going to be thrown right back into it and have to repeat it all over again. I'd give you about 2 weeks before that starts happening. I'm going to run to the restroom and I will be right back.
Okay.
Mike J, behold, poop.
Poop. Poop. Poop.
People love when I say that.
Poop. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Let's have a little fun. Let's have a little fun. Where's some music? Here we go. Want to listen to music? Here we go. That's a little slow. And this is called Into Space. Does that sound like space to you? Hey, Mike J, behold poop. Vadook. Hi, Pam. How you doing? Eris, you'll be, the next two will be, can you guys even hear me? I don't even know if I was working or not. Let me turn this crap off. Stop. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay now? Did I get it turned off? Okay, here we go. Comments. Yes, okay, here. I wasn't sure if you could hear me over the music or not. But the next people will be Jules when she comes back. You're next. Then Eris. Then Smoochie. Yeah, I don't play an instrument. I used to play bass many moons ago, and it was a punk rocker bass. In other words, I just banged on the thing. I was never very talented musically. Gemma heard me singing one day before stream. I thought she was going to lose her cookies. I
Check
probably
that out.
skipped.
That's her.
There you go. That's cool.
Yep. She's very particular, though, so.
Yeah, they are. Some things are.
All right. I gotta move this back a little bit because it's like invading my space.
Oh, right, my eyeball. Oh, you poked me right in the eye.
Way better, way better. Because I know when I watch it on TV later, I'm going to be this close to the camera and it's going to drive me nuts. Hey, Pam, cakes. All right, who's next?
Jules.
I am using the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle. I left it over there when I was walking to the bathroom. I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Oh, Pam, I love your profile picture. All right, multifaceted Jules. Let's do this. ALC, and I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the card of disconnection, card number 41. Respect the land and especially the land you live upon. Find comfort and joy in the changing of the seasons and the green places you come in contact with. Protect and defend Mother Earth. Before you attack someone, make sure you have all sides of the story. ALC, I know that's not how you pronounce it, are fae or fae-like creatures from Celtic and Gaelic mythos. Most likely, there are the ancestors of the ancient Celtic mythical race of deities or the people of the goddess Danu, who were mentioned in the complex world of Irish mythos. In some ways, this is a tragic story, with the people being forced to retreat into the other land, a kind of a parallel universe, to escape the coming of the mortal invaders from over the seas. To survive, the ALC found sanctuary within the gentle spaces between the human and other world, a place of fairy rings and forts, caves, and magic. As these folks are living within the layers of the land and between worlds too, they are incredibly protective of their homes and the biomes in which they live. Trees, meadows, a mound, a certain rock or lock, a spring, a small hill, or a particular tree could indeed be theirs, and to destroy or damage that area could be detrimental to the human who does so. Should someone cut down a tree that is theirs, or say leave a cart on a certain area of fragile moss, the ALC may enact revenge or at least move the cart somewhere else. Revenge can mean something as simple as losing an object precious to you, to having your home burnt down, your cow's milk dry up, or you or your family kidnapped. The latter also could involve them swapping your human child out for a changeling and you never getting your human child back for your own wrongdoing. The best idea is to live harmoniously with the ALC and be mindful of how and where you tread. Being in simpatico with nature and respecting all things is a good way not to get yourself into any trouble, accidental or otherwise. Even being respectful as to how you refer to them helps. For example, calling them the good people or the fair folk. It's important to leave little gifts and offerings, foods, honey, flowers, cream, or precious stones out for the good people as a sign of respect at dawn and dusk, as these are the transitional times when you are more likely to encounter them. The festivals of Midsummer, Beltane, and Samhain were special times for the AOC, as they were times of profound change and magic for both humans and fairies. As people traveled along the roads toward the gathering places for the midsummer solstice, it was said that the Fae were on the roads too, ready to lead astray those who did not respect and connect with the land as they passed through it. This was such a real phenomenon that the groups had someone awake on watch all through Midsummer's Eve who did not partake of the mead so that humans did not get carried off. A designated watcher. We know that by respecting and connecting with the good people, many places in Ireland were never harmed, deforested, or paved over because of the myth of the AOC and the mindset that came with trying to live in harmony with them. This conservation of green areas can only be a good thing and something that they would approve of. Your plant companion is foxglove, and your crystal companion is amethyst. So, Jules, this is very interesting to me because of some things that we've talked about as I helped you a little bit along your personal and spiritual journey recently. We were talking a little bit about the Fae and like what you should do and who they are. And we really didn't even get to that part yet before our time together kind of ended. But I do feel like this is them reaching out to you. And honestly, I think they're just asking you for acknowledgement. Like they want you to leave a little gift or something to acknowledge that they're there, because little things that could seem to be going wrong or frustrating things that are happening in and around your home, not the big stuff that we talk about often, but little annoyances, possibly a sickness of somebody, a physical illness, this is brought on by them. And they're like, we'll take it back when she starts. I'm sorry, but this is exactly what they're telling me. We'll take it back. We'll fix it and make it right for her when she starts further acknowledging our presence. Okay, we know the land you live on is very, 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 very old, perhaps even ancient. So I do feel like you've always lived among these fae folk, the fair folk. And I maybe you used to acknowledge them more. Maybe there's something going on where you're not acknowledging them as much. And they're like, listen, acknowledge us, you know? We will help you if you acknowledge us. That's what I keep hearing in my head.
Okay, Sir Eris Man is next.
Eris, I'm going to use divine nature. Gaelic language is tricky. Yeah, I have no idea how to pronounce half of it. I say it every time. So you got the card of submerge, Eris. Card number 32, and I cannot show it because it has kind of nudity. And YouTube is so silly. Trauma is real, and your experience with intense emotions and reactions right now may very well have been, or may very well be triggered by something on life surface that has deep roots in the subconscious. Science calculates that about 10% of our lives is run by our conscious thought, while 90% is run by the subconscious. So if you find yourself with persistent triggers that make you feel not enough, too much, overwhelmed, afraid, or chronically separated from your own sense of love and belonging, the question isn't what's wrong with me. The right question is what happened to me. Your subconscious has many of the answers to situations that plague and mystify you. Quest down into that sacred space to explore the truths waiting there. So Eris, I don't know what is actually going on in your life, but I do know that the universe is trying to tell you that you're not spending enough time contemplating it. You're not spending enough time really trying to understand the lessons that you've been learning throughout your life. And this isn't a judgment or an indictment. They're not saying you're wrong or you're bad. They're just saying like a little more acknowledgement to the lessons that you've learned through action. A little more acknowledgement of the lessons that you've learned through action, like by showing the universe that you've learned these lessons, will probably be better for you in the long run for bringing in further manifestation, moving forward more quickly, and not feeling stuck, stagnant, like you really don't have a choice but to stay where you are. The universe is offering you the opportunity for abundance, but the only thing that it needs to see from you first is that you're willing to, meditate if it asks you to. And how will you know? How will you know what the universe is possibly asking you to do? Your subconscious, your intuition, your gut, right? By following that, you are going to, okay, it's so hard to explain. So, okay, like if you are asked out on a date by somebody who, you really think is just fantastic and amazing because everyone else thinks that's how they are. But the minute you sit down to eat, you start to get a really bad feeling. Most people are going to finish through the meal and at least be polite. The universe is saying, forget that. If you have a gut feeling or instinct or intuition that you should not be somewhere, you need to get up and leave immediately. It's not about being impolite or being rude. It's about protecting yourself. It's about following your self-conscious, about listening to the inner voice of the universe inside of you. Eris says that I need to go back to seeing trauma as insight. Yes, thank you. Very well put. But it's not just that either. It's like letting the universe see through how you're living your life that you did receive those lessons. You did understand that insight, so that the universe doesn't think, do we have to throw him back in that same exact situation for the 100th time and let him learn it again?
Okay, you ready? Smoochie.
Smoochie, I'm going to use the Solitary Witch for you as well. Is Anna here? I didn't see her come in. You're welcome, Eris. I'm sorry, I didn't see a lot of what's going on in the chat, guys. So I'm not responding because I don't care or I'm uninterested. Just getting a lot of information thrown at me today, all at once, like normal, but like a little bit more intense than usual. Smoochie, the healing tree at, I'm reading it upside down. The healing tree at Letha, it is card number 8, and it is in the shadow position. There are times when she feels she is one with all things. She has dreams where she turns into trees, moments when she feels herself change shape and takes time, and times when she wakes and feels a healing has taken place. Then there are times she goes to the trees in the day or even at night to lie beneath their branches and surrender to the green wonder of their clean, old, pure energy. Ooh, that scared me. It's dogs outside. There are times, too, when she feels their invitation to merge with them to learn of their histories and secrets. One time was at Letha when the fairies beckoned her to the roots of the one great old wisdom keeper. She spent the wonder of midsummer night amidst the tender embrace of the branches, held so surely yet so softly that she felt safe enough to completely be. And all parts of her that normally she might reduce, tuck away, or be sure not to show when amongst humans, she allowed to be seen. And the trees accepted and rejoiced in the revelation of her hidden selves. Their love and approval allowed a part of her that had never felt truly loved to be known to be beautiful, to be something of value. In this way, at one with the land, at one with the branches, at one with the tree, at one with the green, she healed. Strangely, she was never able to find the tree by herself. Sometimes, though, it visits her in her dreams. In every Letha, the fairies would come, and to the tree of healing they take her. Reversed shadow, Smoochie, is forgetting you have a special connection to tree spirits, to fairies, and to midsummer sweetness, where magics with a K abound. So you were talking about this a little bit earlier, and I really didn't see, again, the conversation. Yeah, Mike, I'm happy you're here too. But this is about getting one with nature. You were talking about putting your feet and doing a grounding, in the earth. I think that whether you've done that recently or not, go and do it again. And this time do it at the very roots of the oldest tree, like in your yard or in the woods, wherever it is that you go. There is some wisdom here that the universe is trying to push on you, that the Fae are trying to give to you, that maybe Squatch is trying to pass to you. And I'm being facetious, of course, but not really, because he is a part of nature and the woods. He is a 7th or 9th dimensional being, right? They are, I should say. So there is some area of outside. If you have a backyard altar, even better. There's some area of outside of the trees, of the air, that is going to give you the very answers you've been looking for. When you're ready to admit it publicly or not, an area in your life or several where you feel not good enough or not accepted, or like you can't be who you are. Like maybe you always have to be on, you always have to be making jokes and be in a good mood and be, you know, the clown. Or maybe you feel like you can't be the clown because you have to be the shy, quiet one. It's time to break out of traditional ways of behaving, out of who everyone around you thinks, like they think they know who you are, Smoochie, but they have no idea. And now is the time to show them. But first you have to reconnect with Mother Earth and her magic and the beings that surround us every day. AK Willie, if you're still here, please let us know. And I'm sorry I didn't greet you. I did not see you come in. Cowie, if you're here, please let us know as well.
Got a whole list that's not answering. So if Nut Slap, let's go ahead and do Nut Slap.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. I'm sure a lot of those guys come and say hi. And
yeah, and you know, that's okay. I hate it how early we had to end last week.
I know.
But we ran out of people to read for. And guys, I got some flack, and it's like, it's not that I'm mad. Like, you guys can go and see 10 Oracle and Tarot readers a night for all I care. I can't tell you. I want you guys to get as much information as possible, as long as you know who it is you're going to. My issue comes in where I've been doing the same stream at the same time on the same night for years, when someone who's supposed to be my friend goes and does the exact same type of stream at the exact same time on the exact night without even like mentioning it to me. But then at the end of the day, they don't owe me anything. So it's up to you guys. Get as much of that information as possible. Yeah, it wasn't about me trying to tell you guys, like, don't go see. Like, I want you guys to go see others as well. You guys didn't do what I was talking about. Someone else in the community who knows better keeps doing that to me. It has nothing to do with you guys. Only you, Gemma, for this. Only you. All right, multifaceted jewels. I'm trying to think of what Monday's video is going to be about. We do have Chris, the paranormal dude, coming on with more footage and photos.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'll be on Mars that day.
I do, Miss Smoochie. What?
I said I'm not going to be here that day. I got to go to Mars, buying some property there along with the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, did you get it for cheap?
Real cheap. $1.95 plus tax.
Nut slap. Card number 4, Earth. You gain what you work for. Dreaming can be very pleasant and insightful, but if you only dream and never take concrete action, you will never turn that dream of yours into reality. There's no place like home, but a warm, comfortable, sweet home will not pop up by magic alone. It takes hard work. Now is the time to root your ambitions to the ground and go for them. Don't wander in chimeric fancies. Engage a pragmatic mind. Develop a visionary plan. What is it you want to build? What is it you want to gain? How much money do you want to earn? And what will you do with the money? Material abundance can be yours, but only if you give yourself the means to make it happen. Affirmation, I am willing to turn my dreams into something real and measurable. I want abundance and I want money, and I am ready to do whatever it takes to bring them into my life. Nutslap, this is like a running theme with you, okay? TMP Press, I think, just came in to give a like and make the announcement of the coloring book. I am in a coloring book, guys. I can't wait to receive it. Okay, Nutslap, this is like a recurring theme. It's like, you know what you want. You know most of what you have to do to get what you want. You know exactly where you want to be, where you feel you probably or possibly should be. So why are you stuck, stale, and stagnant in the same place? I don't know what it is. I am getting a sense of like fear, but it's not like, oh my God, I'm so scared. It's like, again, with the abusive relationship situation, like, well, where will I go? How will this possibly work? Who will take me? It's all of these nagging doubts that you're allowing to overtake your, first of all, your personal sovereignty. We are one with the creator. We're one with source, right? We're co-creators of our life and our existence. you know 99.9% of what you have to do, but why you are not doing it is baffling to me. And it's baffling to the universe as well. And it's no judgment, no indictment, because I'm in the same exact boat. You know, I'd probably pull this card for myself if I were giving myself a reading with this deck right now. For sure I would. But I feel like it gets you down a lot of the time. I feel like you really, get down on yourself and beat yourself up like you did something wrong, and you didn't. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, but it's not where you're supposed to stay. I really would love to see, and I know the universe obviously would love to see you start making some real attempts, taking some concrete and final steps. No looking back, no rethinking. Okay. This doesn't mean being frivolous or, it's not about a leap of faith. It's about taking planned and coordinated action steps towards your goal. And this is talking about money and prosperity. Okay. Financial abundance. So that is the first thing that has to start coming before anything else can come. It could mean, and it doesn't have to mean this, but it could mean that you need to be making more money in order to buy your own home, because buying your own home is your ultimate goal. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, somehow this is going to come into play. So the universe is like, listen, stop dilly-dallying. All of us, so far, almost all of these readings, everything that I've been pulling in for myself through meditation, it's like, okay, we're all going to be thrown right back into a dark night of the soul before we can even step out into the next spiritual awakening, because a lot of us are sitting there so concerned with the what ifs. First, okay, I always tell you guys, I write down my manifestations. There's a reason I do that. When you write it, you make it more real. That's why I always suggest journaling as if everything you've ever wanted is already happening right now. I went and bought my beach house today. It's so beautiful. I'm painting all of the walls green. And, my son is so excited. He keeps running out on the back deck and pointing to the ocean, really describing that one ultimate goal, writing it down. Now, you have to be in the right mindset, though, because anyone can say all day long, yes, I'm so grateful for all the money in my bank account and I never have to worry about money. That sounds forced. You have to put yourself in that abundant mindset and then start writing things down. Think about all of the things you would buy with the money once you get it. Put yourself in that moment, in that mindset. Mark Webster, hey. Yeah, only I can, Shelly.
I meant to show you this, and that's on me, but I don't see him in here anymore. But he left you a message. One sec. Right here.
Oh. Yes. Nether, if you're not in here, thank you so much for that beautiful endorsement. We were talking last night because he had purchased, the few weeks. It's either 4 or 6 weeks, depending on what you need done, where I speak to you for an hour one week, then like 20 minutes the next week, an hour, that's how I'm trying to set it up. I send a box of stuff you may need to cleanse and clear your home. And we kind of get attachments removed as best we can and get your house more balanced and your body more spiritually aligned. And there were like 4 times when he's like, I didn't tell you that, he's like, you got something going on with you. And I kept laughing because I kept thinking, well, yeah, that's the reason that you called me in the first place. But I really do appreciate that. It means a lot to me. And I do hope that the people that I'm working with are being helped or at least affected in a positive way by working with me.
You ready? Miss Pixie.
Miss Pixie? Well, we have to use Solitary Witch.
You're welcome, Casey.
The Beltane Lover, card number 3. Thank you, Tracy. All right, Miss Lara, let's see. It is in the shadow. At Beltane, a lover comes. She knows this as surely as she knows the moon will rise and spring rain will fall. She has woven the Beltane garland and placed it on the door, fragrant with rose, honeysuckle, and jasmine. She has glimpsed her lover from time to time in the dark mirror of the lake at night, dark of hair and tall, with a serious face. She knows they will come as Beltane approaches and stays for a moon cycle, as they are called to do. They will spend less time talking than touching. They will feel deeply. Theirs will be the communion of two bodies entwined as one for a moon and a day. They may choose to be handfasted, but even if they do, she will always be free to take another lover at another time. Ooh. If they choose to be true, only each to the other, then this will be decided as the moon begins to wane, and there will be no guilt in the decision to remain free unto themselves and yet close to one another. She knows that love is truest when it comes freely, and that faithfulness is only needed when each requires that singularity. At times she has, and at others she has not. But she knows the lover will come, so she prepares the mead made with honey and herbs. She makes the love cakes they will feed to each other. She has sewn the red dress she will wear at the Beltane maid, as the Beltane maid, and she looks forward to the day she glances through the window and sees them coming towards her and hears the knock at her door and knows that for a time she will be seen in her wild and unbridled desire for pleasure, to be held, to be known, to be tasted. Feeling that lovers are no longer yours to have, a relationship that has lost its sensual bliss and sense of adventure and freedom, a need to rekindle your own physical sensuality and to bring pleasure and self-nurturing back into your life, guilt around uncommitted relationships. I don't really get this as, I don't want to get very personal here. There could be something lacking maybe from your love life, but I feel like there's just a closeness here with someone you had an intimate relationship with. Now, intimate relationships, guys, don't always mean sexual. I'm not saying Lara is out there having tons of intimate sexual relationships. I feel like this is, hey, Salvador, Lara, someone that you did get to know very intimately, though. You know, you really spoke your mind. You got to know everything about them and they about you. I don't think this person is around anymore. Okay. I don't believe they've crossed over, but I feel like maybe it's been a long time since you've seen them. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I really want you to think on it, because there is one person that is missing from your life right now that you would give anything to have there with you. I don't know what happened. I feel like you have one of two choices. You can either get to know someone else like that, be vulnerable, trust them, and just be completely beautifully who you are with that person. And I don't think this has to do with your husband. Or you can find that person from before, mend the fences, bring them back in, and be you again, totally and completely, if only for a little while, with this person. Now, another message that I'm getting is you're being too hard on yourself, either involving your looks or people are around you. Like, I'm seeing Mean Girls. And usually when I see that, it means that you're feeling less than in some way around others in your life. So you and your husband go to, I don't know, his three best friends and their wives, and you and your husband all go to a party somewhere. And the other three wives make you feel like you're less than somehow. And you just smile and don't try not to let it get to you. But like, now you're thinking all these things like, why did I wear that dress? Or why did I do my hair like that? You're like second guessing yourself because somebody else has put a false judgment on you. That's not fair. The universe is telling you, like, really be mindful of that. And also you may want to do something fun and adventurous with your husband to bring that spark back in. Let him walk through the door and you're wearing nothing but saran wrap and a bow. I don't know. Whatever it is you like to do to spice it up. I'm being silly, but just maybe letting him know that, you do still find him attractive, not just physically, but mentally as well. And letting him know he's valued and appreciated, as long as he does the same for you. Oh, thank you, Miss Pixie. I'm glad to be right, but I'm not, because I feel like a lot of that is like, I want to know, like, now who is this person so I can find them. Like, you want to mess with Lara, you got to get through me, buddy.
Okay, Casey.
I'm going to use the Oracle of Shadows and Light. I sure will. Thank you, TMP Press. Thomas. Thank you, Mark. Is that what it is? I knew that I knew what hand fasting was, but I couldn't picture the image in my head. Like, I'm like, what is hand fast? Like, I know that word. All right, Miss Casey, let's do this. Been a part of your shadow work. Very good. I figured you would be aware of it. Like, you of all people would know what I'm talking about, and be mindful of it. Marie Masquerade, Casey. Glamour, intrigue, and drama. Marie is very much like the famed Queen of France, Marie Antoinette. She is stylish and delightful, always finding new and fascinatingly creative ways to amuse herself. Wherever she is, there is decadence and style, truly glamorous moments and lavish entertainments. But even she knows she is simply amusing herself and that there is a hole at the center of her being where she wishes she were loved for who she truly is and could rely only on her talent and style to express herself and not be judged for this. To be her friend is no problem at all as long as you remain truly yourself. Only being with her has somehow made you wish to be more like her. Look beneath the mask and the beauty and the exquisite stylings and see into her heart. Be her friend and be her companion, but never forget who you are and what is important to you. Marie Masquerade speaks. Someone is about to invite you to be involved in something very intriguing. And this person will ask you in ways that are ever so charming, so the temptation will be ever so strong. Because this person is beautiful and talented and powerful, you'll be flattered. But the truth is, you run the risk of paying a very high price for this brush with fame or glory. Be sure that the politics and the intrigues are only ones you truly wish for in your life, because there is often a sacrifice that must be made, and many consequences are currently hidden from you. It is tempting, no doubt, but it may not be within your best interest to pursue this strange, slightly tainted offer that will be made to you. Divination message. There is gossip and intrigue around a person you admire and wish to be like in some way. This person has the need of a true friend, not the need for an admirer. This card can come up when you experience jealousy and envy of those you feel are undeservingly more successful and beloved than you. The message is to focus on your own hard work and to create your own style. If you are the subject of such gossip, know that you cannot control what is said about you. Live your life and move through this too with grace. When Marie Masquerade comes up, there are some people around who want to befriend another, but simply only for influence. It's not coming from the heart. And despite her beauty and success, anyone in Marie's position needs true friends. Look inside and see if you have attempted to network instead of befriend and know the difference. Do not keep false friends or fair-weathered friends. Be true to your own vision as opposed to what is currently fashionable and considered desirable. Creating rather than following. There are a few messages here. I do feel like there could be someone that you either, kind of look up to, and this could literally be anyone, that you see being treated unfairly. I think there's so many mixed messages here. So the universe is saying, like, make sure you really understand what you're saying when you reach out to this person, like, that you're not just trying to get them on your good side because you admire them, but because you truly agree with them and you respect them as a human being. Also, being offered something that sounds too good to be true, guess what? It is too good to be true. And that doesn't mean that it's going to end horribly for you. You could come out of whatever the situation is with a lot more money or, a lot more notoriety, whatever it is you're looking for, a lot more passion. I don't know. But what it's going to take from you and possibly your family, in the long run, probably not going to be so worth it. It's like, it's not a get rich quick scheme. Like, you're going to lose everything, but in the long run, it's not going to pay off for you. So what I would say to this is follow your intuition. And no matter how, a lot of the times it comes off as rude to tell people no, like, it's rude. Like, when people are like, I've got this really great idea. And you're like, oh my gosh, that is a great idea. And they're like, great. Do you want to invest in my company? And it's like, Yeah, you don't want to, but you just told him what a great idea it was. It doesn't matter. You're allowed to speak your mind. You're allowed to speak your truth. You're allowed to be who you are. Also, be sure that you're not being jealous or envious of someone for all of the wrong reasons. You never actually know what's going on in someone's deep personal life. Someone may look like they have it all, and really they have insecure feelings too. They get jealous and insecure too. They have to deal with life too, just like you do. So I would say that anyone you deal with, no matter who they are, they can be the president of the company that you work for. If you run into them in the bathroom at work, just treat them like any other human being, because I guarantee you, whoever this is probably hasn't had anyone do that in a really long time. Try to really see them, and you can come out of this with a friend for life. It's okay to say thanks, but no thanks, and stand firm in it, whether other people agree with it or understand why you did it or not. Doesn't matter if your husband says, well, I would have given that person the money. Sounds like a great idea to me. Well, then let your husband give him the money. Don't take it out of your funds. That type of thing. Don't listen to what people say about you, because normally it's through some jealousy and misconception that they say it anyway. You're never going to be able to silence others, but you can, Casey, you can control how you respond, don't respond, react, or don't react.
Okay, Shelly.
Shelly.
Then Christian is next.
Shelly, I'm going to use deep, dark, and dangerous. Guys, only because I didn't mention it yet. Don't forget PayPal, CashApp in the description box. Will be in the chat if you're able to make a donation. Definitely appreciate it, and I get those right away. Otherwise, super chat, super stickers. Thank you everyone who has already donated. Love and appreciate all of you. And thank you guys for showing up every week and hanging out even after you got your reading. I know it's not always possible, but a lot of you guys do it whenever you can. And don't think I don't notice, and don't think it doesn't mean the absolute world to me that you chose to spend this time with me. Good. This does make sense to me. Very, very good. I'm feeling enlightened. Yes. Deep, dark, and dangerous, baby. Let's get it. Blue Crossroads. Wow, that sounds so familiar. Yes. Cedar, Tree of Life. Anubis, card of respect, Miss Shelley. And it is card number 25, a dark card. Take special care and pay attention to detail right now in all aspects of your life. Respect yourself and others. Take the time to guide someone who needs it. You may not like someone, but you can respect their humanity or even their skills. Offer compassion and respect to the dead. The Egyptian gods can appear as a fearsome bunch. To our eyes, perhaps, Anubis with his jackal head looks fearsome, but it's not the truth. While, yes, actual jackals do move among the graveyards and clear the bodies of the dead from the desert sands, this jackal god takes great care of the tender new souls who have passed into the afterlife. When you travel down into the womb-like environment of many tombs in ancient Egypt, the gods seem to live and breathe in the artful storytelling upon the earthen walls. Among them always is the dark, majestic jackal head, signifying the presence of Anubis, god of the underworld and mummification. After preparing the bodies by guiding the embalmer's hands, Anubis travels side by side with the dead to have their souls weighed against Maat, a goddess representing truth and justice, as recorded in the Book of the Dead. When the cult of the god Osiris grew stronger in the later Middle Kingdom, Osiris took over many of Anubis's jobs as caretaker and protector of the dead. Thereafter, his myths became more focused on the specific embalming methods and mummification processes. The priests of the funerary rites would place a sacred mask of Anubis upon their faces when conducting the mummifications, thus becoming the god himself. The respect, care, detail, and effectiveness in which the mummification process was enacted is still a marvel to this day. Death is something that will happen to all of us sooner or later. The fear of losing our life, of death itself, is something very human, yet Anubis, with his calm and respectful presence, may be there to shepherd our souls across the divide. To honor him, we can offer the usual stones, frankincense, and gold. However, leaving a respectful gift on a stranger's grave may be a better way to show the heart of the god himself. Plant companion, frankincense. Crystal companion, smoky quartz. Now, because of how your abilities have activated and some of the things that you've been, yes, it's the full pink moon tonight, right? I don't suggest you going and putting a gift on anyone's grave, because I don't want you near cemeteries right now with the progression of your abilities. Just for now, if you can avoid it. What I will say though, your abilities, all of our abilities, no matter what they are, how big they seem or how small they may seem, are equally as important. They were all given to us by God, the universe, aliens, whatever you want to believe, where your gifts came from. But I will tell you that whether you're cognizant of them or not, they're there. Now, Shelley, this card to me is also somebody being very disrespectful to you about your abilities, trying to silence you, possibly because there's a little jealousy there. Like, well, why isn't so-and-so appearing to me? You know, I loved them when they were alive too. I feel like you should give this person the benefit of the doubt and try to put yourself in their shoes. Don't take anything that naysayers and non-believers say to your heart, okay? You have been given a sacred charge, okay? A sacred gift. And the more you start to listen to other people and their opinions and their thoughts on it, the more you're going to start second guessing, start questioning, and become even more confused. This card to me is saying, stop letting outside influences and other human beings dictate how you handle the things that the universe gives you, whether we're talking about abilities or otherwise. But because your abilities have to do with people who have moved on, I would say that this card very much suits you. Stop taking things to heart that other people say to you about it. They don't know what you're dealing with. They don't know what it's like to have constant visitations all of the time and to be confused about it and even scared. Just live and let live. As long as you live by that mantra, by that motto or something similar, you're going to be okay. They're going to have to deal with the things that they say and the things that they do further down the line as well, whether you see it or not. Continue being who you are. Continue working within your abilities and yourself. You're doing an amazing job.
Okay, Christian. Woof.
Christian, I'm going to use the Gothic Oracle. Thank you, Mark. Welcome back, Tracy. He keeps calling you Smoothie. Dang, spell check. Or autocorrect, whichever one. Spell check slapping me around tonight. Smoothie, smoothie. Mark, Silverback. All right. Respect. An angel and a dragon dance high in the night sky. As she holds his face close, the meeting of their eyes is both tender and filled with curiosity. His scales are like brushed iron, his wings like a turquoise cape. Her feathers are refined and soft, her skin delicate and silky. With many similarities, there are striking differences between these dance partners too. Their differences make them of interest to one another. They are both curious and respectful of what makes each of them who they really are. We will not always agree with everyone we meet. It might feel natural to push back, but we are all entitled to express our own opinions. Listening to others is the first step to showing respect for their beliefs. If you have drawn this card, you might need a reminder that not everyone will see the world the same way you do. Respect is a choice, and it could be important for you to take a more open-minded stance or to accept that another person's view of life or life path is not your own. In some readings, the card will ask if it's you who's being disrespected. If any feel this to be true, it might be time to address any bias or unfair treatment. I do feel like this has a lot to do with the way that you're being treated personally, Mark. I don't know if it has to do with the supernatural, the paranormal, or oracle, anything we're doing here, but there is something in your life that at least one person you care about either doesn't or isn't going to agree with, okay? But the disagreement comes from ignorance and lack of understanding rather than just this will to or this want to hurt you or turn you around. I feel like, just like I literally just said this to Shelley, it's like, okay, you're only in control of you. So you can only control how you respond. If someone yells at you, screams at you, is this close in your face, you can headbutt them. I'm not saying do that. You could headbutt them, Or you can say, you know what, I respect your opinion, but I'm not going to reward this type of behavior, and turn tail and walk away. We've learned, a lot of us growing up, don't disrespect me. And, you don't walk away from a fight. And I learned at a young age, if they hit you, hit them back. Like, that's just not the way the universe wants us to behave. And as evolved beings, as advanced souls, that's not how we should be behaving. I feel like someone is really testing you, really challenging you, really trying to pull you out of yourself. They want you to become that. And this probably is a different person. They want you to become that yelling, screaming, violence, fighting back guy. Okay. Not to gender you. I was watching the stupidest thing today. Anyway, don't let them do it, because the universe is watching you like, wow, you're doing so well. You've really progressed. You've advanced. You've evolved. Are you going to be sucked into this drama, or are you going to put the lessons and everything else that you've learned into practice and whatever, walk away? That's your challenge for the next 2 weeks. Bus is leaving smoke shop trip successful. All right.
Ann Palmer.
And I'm going to use the dark light oracle. Oh. Excellent. Excellent. That card hit me like the dragon. Hey, Lara, it was a frog with bumps all over it, and it sat at my door for hours. I thought it was dead. It did not even breathe right at the door. Shelly, I had that happen to me. I believe it was a toad, though, that did it at my house. Every time I'd open the door, it would jump and hop in, until one night it didn't. And it was just laying on the porch. And they say the toad is like a symbol of love, or like a prince coming or something. And then a very, very close friend of mine passed away on the night that the toad was at the door, not moving. The toad had not passed, but my friend did. And I felt like that was his way of letting me know he was still there too. All right, Anne. Going to have to break out the binoculars. The moon looks so cool. Oh, I wish I could see it. Somebody please send me a picture of the moon. I bet I can get a really good picture of it with my new phone. Love the card illustrations. Yeah, that's Ann Stokes. She's amazing. Heartbreak Palace and Arrows in the Heart. Card number 18. I've never pulled this one yet. Haven't pulled this one yet. The statue behind me is wounded by piercing arrows and bleeds endlessly. His love is gone, his hope has died, and he feels that any kind of joy has deserted him. So here I come to remind him that red is also the color of his future love, and his penance will end. Are you in pain too? Why? What have you lost? What is breaking your heart? Do not let yourself become a suffering soul. Remember that joy and love are nearer than you think. Remember that skies will be blue after they've been gray. Follow through with your pain, but then take this arrow out of your heart and return healed to the world. Affirmation: I accept feeling this suffering to the deepest, but having done so, I stop long self-imposed penance and I come back to life and to joy. So whether you're feeling it right now or not, and there is some sort of pain and or heartbreak. Yes, Shelly, pain or heartbreak coming into your life. It could come in the form of just like a major disappointment. It doesn't have to do with love, right? It's just something that either you were really looking forward to, or that you were really invested in, like a romantic relationship, even a friendship you were looking forward to. You know, it could be something as small as a vacation that ended up not happening. It's something that's going to bring you down. But I feel like whatever this particular thing is has happened so many times to you. Or you could be watching someone else go through this, which is hurting you, that you're just like, whatever. Like, I don't know how much more of this I can take. I can't handle this. I can't deal with this. All of these thoughts coming in. And the universe is saying, yes, you sure can. You can handle it one more again. You know, you're strong. You're faithful. You deserve only the best. You know, everything that I always tell you guys at the end of my videos, and just here in Oracle and Thursday nights in general. It's like, just when we think we can't handle anymore, the universe doesn't baby us and say, oh, okay, you're good for now. It says, no, well, you know what? You can't. Well, here you go. Because we're focusing on what we don't have and focusing on what's hurting us, instead of focusing on, you know, being the best we can be, what the best possible outcome is, etc. And this is just one more in a long time of disappointments and pains, and the universe is saying you will get through it. And if it's someone that you love that you're watching go through this, that's kind of a better situation, because you can pass that wisdom on to them and tell them about all of the times that you've been through something similar, but got through it and came out the other end so much stronger and wiser and more beautiful. Thank you, Ghost Dragons.
Welcome. Okay. Hey, you can't put that up there.
Hey, slow motion, no worries.
Okay, next is you did Anne, so you did Anne, right? And
yes,
we're at Mike Roberts. Mike
Roberts. Mike, I'm going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous for you as well. Don't Let Me Down was playing on the radio when you pulled my card. Wow. See how synchronistic? I know what I'm talking about, because one thing I know is channeled messages. Believe me and trust me. Hi, Lightworker. Welcome, welcome. Oh, a real immortal vampire in England? Question mark. That's our show for Monday, our pre-recorded. But it's not the kind of vampire you're thinking of. It's something I covered briefly on the first ever vampire video that I did. I thought I'd get into the entire story. Kind of like a grotesque Nosferatu type vampire that possibly existed in the late 1800s in England. Croglan Grange vampire. All right, Hecate. Again, she comes up. Goddess of Illumination, card number 21. Seek and you shall find. Sometimes you need to travel through darkness to find the real treasure. Almost anything worth doing takes time, Mike. Move off the crossroads. It's time to make a considered decision. Again, for like the 10th week in a row. Keep your focus on your purpose. Do not wander off your path. For a long time, the so-called dark goddess got a bad rap. People thought if a goddess was of the dark or looked a certain way, like scary, then they were evil or nasty. The Christianization... Wait, I didn't read for Christian Wolf, did I? I did. Okay, sorry. The Christianization of certain mythos twisted many stories as well, in particular those deities, usually female, who were perhaps magic makers, sorceresses, too independent or feisty, who were remade into evil and dangerous spirits. Stories of Circe, Kali, the Morrigan, Morgan Le Fay, and Medusa are examples, and so when we look at a complex figure such as Hecate, it is important to understand that paradoxically, a dark deity can actually be an illuminator. When Persephone was taken by Hades into the underworld and Zeus and Demeter negotiated for her return, it was her friend, the goddess Hecate, who lit torches for her friend to guide her home. Persephone was allowed to return home for half the year, and she was guided through the darkness on her return by Hecate and her torches. From the time Hecate became Persephone's guiding companion, Propolos, serving or attending, on her annual journey to and from the underworld. Similarly, in 340 BCE, the greatest general of the age, Philip II of Macedon, was ready to complete the attack on the Byzantines and their allies, the Athenians, after a lengthy siege of the walls of Byzantium. It was a dark and wet, moonless night, and Philip thought this would be the perfect undercover foil for a final push and surprise attack on the city. His troops prepared for an assault on the city and were very confident of success. Happily for the Byzantines, the patroness of the city, Hecate, favored nights such as this too, and she was watching. Thank you, Christian. As Philip's soldiers began forming their attack, Hecate lit her bright torches in the inky heavens. This unexpected bright light awoke all the watchdogs of the town, and they began to loudly bay and bark. The garrison was awoken, and they foiled Philip's attack. This was the turning point in the siege. To thank Hecate, the city erected a special statue to her referred to as the Lampadiphorus, torchbearer. It was erected on a hill above the Bosphorus Sea to commemorate Hecate's defensive aid. Hecate literally carries a torch, even though she stands in the openness at a crossroads or under a moonless night sky. Yes, she carries a torch when she is striding through the darkness of the deep underworld, yet she is actually lighting the way out for all of us. Plant companion, garlic. Crystal companion, moonstone. Mike, dude, This card is telling you have to make a decision. It's all been illuminated for you. You know, your friends, not all of them, but some of your friends have given you, you know, very good advice. Your guides, your team, your angels, you know, your subconscious, your higher self, you know exactly what you have to do. It's already been illuminated for you. You're not waiting for the illumination, Michael. It's there. It's long been there. The problem is you either aren't seeing it or it's like too much trouble. Like you're like, I can't possibly have to go through all that right now. I'll just stay complacent in my misery where I'm at and keep dreaming of a better day. Even though if you take the hard road and you walk through the darkness knowing that all of the answers are there for you, they've already been illuminated. All you have to do is reach out with your mind and take them and search for them. You're going to be in a much better place permanently. Because even if it's not the best place you're ever going to be, it's still better than where you're at now. You know this. You know where you want to go. You know where you want to be. And it's even more than where you need to be or go. The universe is allowing all of us to be in our truths right now, as long as it doesn't hurt or affect others negatively. It's time for you, again, I say, poop or get off the pot. You have to start taking the steps toward what it is you want, or you're never going to get there. And the illumination isn't going to be there forever. You could wake up a week from now and be totally confused about what it is you want. You should start taking this decisive action and walking toward your next, you know, achievement and goal while it's still so very clear to you. Poop.
Tracy Tritton.
All right, Miss Tracy.
It's funny when my dad says it out of nowhere. You hear, "Oh, poop," and it just sounds so weird coming from him. And you'll hear it like go across the house because he doesn't cuss, and when he does, oh my God, you better run.
Tracy, I'm using the Oracle of the Divine Circus. Whoa, too many cards. Thank you. Stop the slow-mo. Exactly. I appreciate it, Gemma. I'm dreaming of the better days. The choices made long ago. I just have to eliminate my mental blocks. Basically, at this point, the only thing I'm fighting is me. Yes, and you know it. But, you know, you're not going to always have the same opportunities you have now, and that doesn't mean that they're going to get better. So really, start taking some action. Tracy, you got the Velvet Queen. Card number 25. A rare prize is worth the effort to attain it. Your efforts will need to include loving discipline. Loving discipline is not about trying to bend the world according to your will, but rather about readying yourself to align with the spirit of what you want to receive. To receive, rather than attempt to take by force, requires strength, trust, spiritual intelligence, and courage. It is easier to try and force things from a fearful place, but it's more effective and empowering to learn how to attract and receive through consciously chosen surrender. This allows the universe to do its best work for you. To surrender is not about passivity, but doing all we can do, and then trusting life enough to let go and allow the outcome to be what it will. Surrendering is not giving up. It's about trusting that there is a great and generous intelligence expressing itself through our lives. And if open to it, great treasures are bestowed upon us. So the discipline spoken of here is about changing your consciousness. It asks you to release issues around self-worth. Why should you not be empowered and assisted by the universe to create a life that fills you with joy and feels just right for you? Of course you should, can, and will be. Release any lack of self-worth that would get in the way of your opening and complete trust to the universe. The Velvet Queen assists in shifting the mind from scarcity to prosperity consciousness, where we feel we can receive precious gifts with an easy, open attitude, neither holding on to them out of fear nor pushing them away out of shame or guilt. When she enters your life, she brings a sign of abundance headed your way. This might manifest itself in many and varied ways: in financial wealth, career opportunities, increased love and affection in your relationships, or as a sense of living in the rich fullness of life, spiritually as well as emotionally and materially. She also indicates a prize that is worth attaining. It is said that the sweetest fruit is at the top of the tree and therefore worth the climb. The Velvet Queen lets you know that your most prized dream is within reach through a combination of letting life unfold as it will and your own disciplined efforts. Don't give up. You cannot make the fruit on the tree grow faster. That will happen according to the rhythm of life, but you can certainly do your part to be ready to climb the tree at the right moment to savor the sweetness of success. There are some issues here of either self-worth or not being good enough. Like, at least in a certain situation, what it is you want, where you want to be, where you feel you need to be in order to attain or achieve happiness or some other reward, but you don't feel like you're able to do it, right? You feel like that may work for, you, and you, but you don't understand, like, it's not going to work for me. I'm never going to be comfortable with, meditation. I'm never going to be comfortable with standing outside with my bare feet in the ground. Like, I'm going to look like a crazy person to my neighbors. I just can't set an altar up in my house because my husband will flip the F out. Like, not saying that those are the exact things, but those are the types of thoughts, Tracy, that are going to continuously hold you back. And this could affect your physical health as well, because you're constantly, like, when you're vibrating at a certain level, okay, down here, just say all of humanity, most of humanity is vibrating here. So when you're so used to vibrating there, for an absolute fact, I'm sorry, my nose is so itchy right now, spirit. For an absolute fact, you actually are supposed to be vibrating right here, but then you won't be on the same level as everyone else that anymore. Then you're going to be up here. What are you guys going to have to talk about? Are they going to judge you for the shift in energy? I'm just using that as an example. Are they going to understand why you did it? Are they going to stop talking to you? Are they going to think you're crazy? Are they? They don't matter. Tracy matters. And Tracy should matter the most to Tracy. Nobody is better or worse than anyone else. We all just are. We're all just living the human experience and everything that we contracted for ourselves. The universe wants you to proceed, proceed forward, do everything that you feel you need to do to become the best version of yourself. And, beans to whoever doesn't like it. I say it at least once a week. Those who mind don't matter. Those who matter don't mind. That's actually a very good way to weed out the people in your life who no longer belong there. If someone's going to get snotty with you or stop talking to you because you decided that, you want to become more spiritually enlightened, not through a traditional church, you want to do it through Oracle, say, you don't need unsupportive people in your life. You don't need frenemies, okay? Any of us can have those. Focus more on the inner you, honey, and what you're saying to you, not what everyone around you. It's all just background noise, baby girl. Tracy, that was your reading. That was you, honey. You're on mute, and I need to know who's next.
Hey, ma'am. Mike J. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Mike, did you want a reading? I'd love to give you one, but I thought you said you didn't want one, and I can't read for people.
Oh, that's right. He did pass, didn't he?
Okay.
Yes, he did. My fault, Mike. Okay. Mark Webster.
I swore I already read for Mark, and I didn't. I'm confused. Never mind.
No, you said hi to him earlier.
Yeah, I'm sure I did. I don't know.
Wait, Mike J, you said you didn't want one because you were at work, and I told you I could put a timestamp on it. Do you want me to still do that, and she can go ahead and do you? So let her do Mark, then do you. Think about it. Yes, she did. Okay.
No, don't be sorry. We'll do a timestamp.
No, Mark said, yeah, you did.
I knew I read for Mark. Yeah, I know.
How'd I write him down twice? Okay.
That's okay. It's no big deal. I know that I remember.
Or just go ahead and do Mike, and I'll timestamp it. That way you can go back and watch it later.
Well, he said he can still hear me, so.
Okay, cool.
I'll do it for him while he's in here, and you can timestamp it in case he needs to go back and listen.
That's fine. I know he's at work, so.
Thank you, sir. All right, so this is Mike. Mars in Virgo. The card of criticism. You're welcome. Hi, Richard. Don't worry. We know you don't leave usually. At least not without telling us. Mars Virgo energy can find a good outlet in skilled work and craftsmanship. Many people with this planet sign combination are attracted to medicine, and especially areas such as surgery, in which great care and precision is necessary. They also often are skilled with machinery and motors. If the occupation of the Mars Virgoan does not allow this ability for precision or detailed work to be expressed, it can manifest and provide great satisfaction as a specialist spare time interest. Virgos always like to plan things carefully, not liking to fritter away energy. And although Mars usually provides an excess of energy, in this sign, it is well directed and never wasted. This card indicates a propensity for success and even prominence in work for a well-run organization, probably in areas in which an analysis and study of health, medicine, complementary healing, or dietary control is important. Mars Virgoans tend to be perfectionists and may set themselves impossible standards. In extreme cases, there is a danger that they can make themselves uncomfortable or even sick with this self-inflicted pressure. Often it manifests in supercritical behavior towards others, picking on faults to compensate for what the Mars Virgoans feel to be his or her own failure. In a reading, this card indicates the need to be more critical in providing the answer to the question, or conversely, that one is being overly critical to the detriment of the situation. So I feel like this is you doing well with whatever it is that you're doing, and whether it has to do with, surgery or mechanics or anything in between outside of that, you're doing a really great job. And I do feel, though, that it's not you that's really being hypercritical, except of yourself. You're expecting way too much of yourself. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, as I always say, you will in the next week or two. There's some opportunity that you're going to see, or that you've just seen, or that whatever. There's an opportunity there in your orbit, whether you've seen it or not, I don't know. And you could end up putting so much pressure on yourself to make good by this opportunity, to be the best you can be, to, win the final prize, whatever it is, that you could literally make yourself sick. I would definitely watch being overly self-critical in the next week or two. Don't surround yourself with people who are going to feed into that type of negativity. Surround yourself as best you can with positive people, but mainly keep yourself positive. If there's something you really want, go after it. It was meant to be for you. It will be. It'll be yours. But you can't hold yourself to these impossibly high standards that no human being could ever possibly live up to, right? Because we're only human, these bodies are only human. So please don't hold yourself to ridiculously high standards. Make sure that you're being realistic about your goals, present and future, and that you understand the work it's going to take to get from point A to point D. It's like, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't put so much on yourself. You can get from A to D in 4 steps, or you can get from A to D in 2 steps, possibly miss a part of the lesson, possibly fail because you're running, too fast, you're going too quickly. But don't worry too much about the people around you and how they feel about what you're doing, what they say about what you're doing. It's all about you right now and where you're at in your life and your expectations of yourself. Just make sure that they're not so high that nobody could possibly live up to them. You could be getting a promotion, whether at work or like a promotion in life, where like there are more people looking up to you, coming to you for answers, things like that. It could be, I'm getting work promotion. I don't know what you do. If there are a lot of jobs today don't have like promotion per se, some kind of reward at work, award at work, recognition at work, or, something you do for a hobby. I'm seeing you doing something and getting praise. So I don't know if that's work related or hobby related, home related.
Okay, now we're going to do Richard.
Richard, I am going to use the illustrated, I was going to say wild, the illustrated bestiary. Slow motion. See, that's the wrong mindset though. You have to be like, I like to plan things carefully. That's why they always go right for me no matter what. And you have to believe that. I absolutely refuse to worry about money anymore. If myself or my family needs something, and I will spend the money. And I never think twice about it. And it's not because I'm frivolous or careless. It's things that I need. I don't do it so much with things that I want, but sometimes I do as well. I spoil myself because I decided that I know for a fact that I'm doing the right thing. I'm helping people. I'm doing what I was meant to do. And therefore the universe and God, because I'm a Christian, will provide for me. And it works. It works for me. All right, Richard. Love fiercely, the whooper swan. I did that on purpose, yes. You're so welcome. Thank you, Tracy. All right, where are you, whooper swan? There you are. In the darkness of year's end, swan flies north. North is where the spirits gather. So in Irish, Slavic, and Germanic beliefs, swan willingly carries with her the souls of the recently departed. She loves them as fiercely and tenderly as she loves her own mate, and so sees them all the way home. Some say that when she returns in spring, a wisp of those she carried clings to her, a mirror and a memory, making swan feel like family, like kin to those who have loved and lost. Perhaps that's why we sometimes see swan rising from the lake, shape-shifting into the forms of our beloved, demanding the sacrifices that only the fiercest love can fathom. Swan reminds us that when we love fiercely, our love is never truly lost. So I don't know if you've lost someone recently. I would definitely be on the lookout for messages coming in from spirit, deceased loved ones, ancestors, things like that. But I do feel like this is talking to Richard about self-love. Really believing in yourself, really caring for yourself, perhaps spoiling or pampering yourself, making sure that you're always doing something that makes you happy. That doesn't mean that in every aspect of our lives, we're going to be happy every single time. Like, it doesn't mean we have to wake up for work in the morning like, yes, I love that this job is dead end and there's no room for promotion. Woohoo! But we can go into that job doing the best that we can, knowing without a doubt that something better is out there for us, and start working towards it. Okay. Again, the cards kind of mesh together because it's not taking on too much criticism, but especially self-criticism. Give yourself more credit. I feel like there's a lack of energy either in your orbit right now or coming in the next week or two, where you're going to feel kind of worn out, pushed down, like you just don't want to do it anymore, whatever it may be, whatever it is that's really starting to get to you. Hey, Ding Dong Panther Tube. Something that it's like you decide, like the feeling I'm getting is like you decided that you were going to do this one thing for a little while. And then that little while turned into, now you feel kind of stuck in this position forever. Like you don't see a way out anymore. Mark Webster, absolutely. Look after yourself and things will follow. And that really is the simplest form of the message. You know, you don't see a way out now. But there is a way out. Start really thinking in terms of self-love, in terms of self-belief and self-confidence. Like if money or family or whatever wasn't the issue, if there were no issue, and in the blink of an eye, you can have whatever you wanted, whatever job you wanted, however much money you wanted, whatever home you wanted, the love you wanted, what would it all look like? And then start working towards having that stuff within the next 5 years, 10 years, 2 years, 1 year, doesn't matter. Set goals for yourself and achieve them. Love yourself enough to give yourself enough credit and enough space to achieve those goals and make those dreams come true, because you certainly can do it. We all can. Mike says, Gemma, thank you for that reading. I think you're on the right mark. I've been a machinist for 27 years. And if I make a mistake or something goes wrong, I tend to kick my own butt about it. Yeah, we all make mistakes. I mean, something always goes wrong. You know, that's the universe testing us. And that's being human. To err is human, right? To err is human, to forgive is divine. Too much going on right now. Yeah, you have to focus. But honestly, I believe that card is telling you to turn the focus inward. Not outward on everything going on, Richard, but turn it inward into yourself and see where you can start fixing things and working on things from there and work out. I promise you it's the best way.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Slow motion. Hi, Ding Dong.
Slow motion, I'm going to use the Higher Self Oracle. I got to go. No worries. Oh, I'm so excited for the wedding. 5 months is not that far off. I don't know. My patrons and people that get monthly readings from me will tell you every month. I'm like, okay, this is your Patreon bonus reading for April of 2023. And I can't believe we're here already. And I say it every month because I just can't. This year is flying by. All right, slow motion. Let's do this. Fear. There is no illusion greater than fear. There are two thought systems operating on the planet, the egos and the spirits. The ego's thought system is fear-based and spirits is love-based. While spirit is the enduring true reality, fear has run rampant, constantly dominating the minds of the masses. Fear is false evidence appearing real. A telltale sign that your thinking has become a hostage of your ego or the negative thought system is the powerful presence of fear. This card is a sign that fear is affecting some part of your life and needs to be addressed. Fear manifests in various forms throughout our emotional journey on the planet. It may emerge as worry, anger, doubt, or anxiety. If you are worried that a situation that may not work out as you are hoping, take heart. The divine has it handled and is bringing the proper solution at the right time. Do not feed worry into the equation. Otherwise, you will attract more of what you emote. If anger has overcome you when you are struggling to realize it, ask your higher self to help you let go and forgive the person, the action, or the circumstance. If you are afraid that your hopes and dreams cannot manifest, then this card comes to tell you to have faith in yourself and in the divine. What is meant for you is meant for you, and it will happen at the right time. This is everything that I've been saying. If you're currently facing a problem and anxiety is interfering with your ability to find the solution or manage your mind, then call upon your higher self to let you go, to call upon your higher self to help you let go, calm your mind and heart, and trust that everything will work out as it's supposed to. Your higher self requests that you shift your mindset to the realm of spirit, which is fearless, ever-loving, and supportive. This card asks you to believe in yourself and remember that you have the power of all that is within you to surmount any situation and come out on the other end a stronger and wiser person. Woo! So I just turned 40 on March 1st. So slow motion, this card is telling you, and I say that a lot of the time too, like ego is just our fear. Like, don't drive that, don't drive that fast. Don't drive that fast. It's like from the littlest, stupidest fears to the most gigantic, like, oh my God, where am I going with my life? I just lost my job. What am I going to? Can't worry about those things. And if you shift your mindset and your energy, possibly even eventually your vibration to the spirit mindset, a spiritual mindset, even a way of life, dare I say, then you're not feeding the ego anymore. You're not feeding these fears, these worries, these anxieties. And they're no longer going to affect or play into your actual life. You're not going to be focused on them anymore. Good night, Brent. Thank you so much for coming in. I feel like you do have a lot of anxiety around you, and I'm not a doctor. I have to say it at least once a week. I don't feel like I should have to clarify, but I do. But this anxiety is like this constant state of being. It's just like you've convinced yourself that you're so used to failing that there's nothing else left, at least in one specific area of your life. Okay. So slow motion, what the universe is asking you to do is like little by little, just start to understand that, like the card said, what's meant for you is meant for you. There are things you have no control. You have free will, but you don't have control over how things really turn out. All you can do is show up, put your best effort in, do the best you can. And I know that sounds cliche and like something you tell little kids before they play their first baseball game, but it's just the absolute truth. Because in order for things to work out, everybody has to do the right thing. Everybody has to be so focused. There's more people involved than just one. What the universe is kind of grading you on, I don't want to say judging, but like what the universe is noticing is how you specifically, how I specifically, how Steven specifically, how all of us individually behave, act, and react, respond, those types of things. Don't feed the ego anymore. Don't feed fear.
Okay, light workers next, if they're still here. I saw him, then I didn't see him anymore.
She usually sticks around. Light worker, are you still here? Let us know.
And Ding Dong and Lotus are your last two.
Okay.
Yep, she's here.
She's here. I knew it. I'm going to use the new deck, the Solitary Witch, for you, honey. I meant cheers. I was wondering why she was putting... I thought she was telling me in a nice way that I was being cheesy. And I was going to say, it's not me. I'm just channeling. I have nothing to do with this. I'm just bringing the messages, guys. In all sincerity, I don't know what half of it means as the way it fits in your life. I also take a lot of these messages that resonate with me and put them in the back of my head till after stream, and I kind of mull over them. Thank you, Shelly. I do really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. And, you know, I'm only human. So a lot of the times I get down, like, am I doing enough? Is this just something, you know, my fear gets involved and I'm like, is this just stupid? Is this just a stupid goal? You know, to have a spiritual retreat or to actually make a living doing this, you know, and then I do Wednesday nights and you guys are amazing. And throughout the week you're so supportive with my videos. And, you know I don't have, you know, a lot as far as like, being tech savvy and like being able to edit and stuff, but I do the best I can with research, and you will find facts as best as I can bring them to you in my videos. So there's not a lot of flash, but I do the best I can with bringing to you what's real and true to the best of my ability. And I just want to see the world be happier. And I know that's like kind of ranting, and I'm not patting myself on the back. I don't know why I feel this way. I just woke up one day literally with the urge to see if I can help. And it's helped me so much. Like, it's almost a selfish endeavor sometimes because I get so much out of it. Thank you. I love you guys. All right, Miss Lightworker, you got card number 43, the charging of her wand. And you got it in the upright position. This witch is coming in from a powerful, simple spell casting. Truth be told, it was more a communing with the night and the moon, who is in her in-between self, either waning or waxing, depending on when she finds herself shining on the world. For this little witch, the moon is newborn, and so her spell has stirred up something surprising. She did not know it, but this night she has birthed moon power within her wand. It is now a moon wand, and it can bring about magic even when the moon is no longer in its phase. Using this wand, she can call on creative powers and find clever solutions to tricky dilemmas within her life. She cannot see it yet with her physical eyes, but the moon's power and newness pour forth from the tip of her wand. So too, you, dear witch, ought to charge and bless your magical tools, all of them. Isn't it crazy on a night like tonight? Charge crystals under the full moonlight and a wand under the new moon. Cleanse a deck under the waning moon and scry with a special bowl at the dark moon. All magical tools need to be consecrated towards a purpose. This practice can evolve. It can change and develop as your relationship with the tools grows. But there must be a relationship, a purpose, and a sense of speaking with each other. This witch's wand was sleeping before this night. Now she has awoken, ready to help bring the fresh, the new, the gentle fire of creative forces, inspiration, and trust in the witch's unique vision of the world and the worlds between worlds. Charge your tools, love them, talk with them, and work with them. Treating magical tools of all kinds with respect and love. This is the meaning. Keeping the energy of magical tools fresh and vital. The sacred use of magical tools. Dedicating tools to particular purposes and imbuing them with your life force. Light worker, yes, all of this is wonderful, and we do need to do it as whether we're solitary witches or in a coven. Whenever we're working with magic, right, we have to be respectful of the deities and of the tools and of the rituals, and a lot of the time the old ways. What I'm getting a lot too from this reading is remembering that you yourself are a sacred tool towards the magic that you perform. Whether it be actual magic, like with a wand out under the moonlight, or whether it be in your life and seeing growth and change and love and beauty in the small things, in the things where nobody else sees them. And this is one of those times when I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's all just flowing through me. Okay. Light worker, there's a reason you need to hear this tonight. You are a magical tool of the universe, of the world, of us light workers, right? Remember to take care of yourself, to treat yourself with kindness, to respect yourself, and to always make sure that others are treating you the same way. And if they're not, it's time to make some decisions in your life. You should never be second guessing yourself in a negative way because of something someone you love said. If you're on the wrong track, there's always a way to tell someone that lovingly and kindly, not tearing them apart. What are you, stupid? You know, why would you do so? Like, that's not how we speak to each other. And that's not how you should be speaking to yourself or allowing others to speak to you. I don't know who is treating you this way. Toxic, chaotic, possibly narcissistic energy floating all around you, honey. You need to remember that you are a goddamn goddess, and you need to step out of that energy and show them all who you really are. In the kindest, most perfectest way ever, by just walking off and doing so much better than they ever said they thought you could.
Okay, ding dong.
All right.
Ding dong, answer tube.
Let's use Seeker. I think a lot of you guys found me by accident, but I'm so glad you did. It's nice to watch you grow up. I came to this channel first for no reason, just random. See, I believe there was a reason, though, that we were all brought together for this. That's why, like, no matter what happens, I, do my very, very best to never miss this stream. Even if I have to put it on a Thursday or a Tuesday, like, I think in the 2.5 years I've been doing this stream, I've missed completely twice. I just, no matter what I'm going through, no matter what I'm dealing with, I always do this stream. And there's a reason for that. I know you guys need it, but I need it just as much. I channel directly from source, and source is beauty, and source is love, and source is just, it's so warm and cozy that no matter what I'm dealing with, just doing this stream for the next 2 hours, I'll be on this incredible warm cloud of joy and love and peace, which is not something I feel often, lately, more and more lately, I've been feeling a lot more peace and less anxiety, but this is just so pure and natural. I don't really get it from anything else except meditation. Okay. Seeker, where did I put? Okay. All right, Ding Dong Panther Tube, it is time. Mike J, not sure. And that's all I'm ready to say about that. Our time is limited. None of us will live forever. We will all eventually pass from this world, which means that our most valuable resource and our most valuable gift is time itself. It is also the one thing we often waste more than anything else. We move through life with minimal purpose, and once that time is gone, we cannot get it back. It's time to be a little more conscious of how you use your time. It is time to treat time as the resource and gift that it is, and understand that while we cannot get time back, we can and should make time for the things that have meaning to us. Treat each day as the blessing that it is, and put your time to good use. If you love someone, make time for them. If you have an interest that you are passionate about, make time for it. If someone continually wastes your time, then question why they do not value your time. Don't lose time to procrastination if you can avoid it. There are also circumstances when we should be mindful that the less privileged often have less free time. It becomes even more important to be time thrifty and not make allowances for those who waste it or fritter it away on meaningless activity. There is a reason to devote time to exploring and reliving memories, but don't live in the past. There's a reason to devote time to future goals and possibilities, but again, you can't live there. There is only one time in which you can truly live, and that's in the present. Most importantly, it is time to remember that sometimes your time is best spent doing nothing in a very mindful way, like meditating, for instance. And that's not the only thing where you're doing nothing in a very mindful way. That's just one example. Hey, Salvador. Oh, we didn't read for Salvador. Oh, okay. Salvador, have a great night, honey. Yeah, so Ding Dong Panther Tube. I don't want to just call you Ding Dong. It sounds mean, like I'm bullying you. What I really want to say about this is, are you really focusing on self, right? Again, not the selfish, it's not selfish. Are you doing the things that you really want to be doing? Okay. Are you in the career that you want to be in? Are you in the right relationship that you want to be in? Are you in the home that you want to be in? We're not stuck where we are. We just have to make the choice to move away from who and or whatever is no longer serving us. That's us stepping into our power. That's us being like, you know what? It may seem selfish to everyone else, but I don't want this anymore. I can't do this. And going off to do whatever it is that you feel you're being guided to do, because we are guided a lot of the time to get out of that, dead end job. Not dead end where like you won't progress, or maybe you'll make a ton of money, but it's just not feeding your soul. And we have to find things and do things and find people and surround ourselves with people and those things that feed our soul, not our ego. I feel like this card is just telling you to really take a look at how you're spending your time. Are you doing things that are feeding your soul and helping you work toward a better future? You're welcome, guys. All right, let's do Lotus Girl, and then we're all done. I am going to use Solitary Witch for Miss Lotus Girl. Yes, your main enemy is definitely you, Michael. All right, Miss Lotus Girl. The Blessing and the Banishing Candle, card number 34 in the Solitary Witch, and you got it in the upright position. All right. The wise solitary witch draws upon her lifetimes of experience. She knows when to bless and when to banish, and each is done with balanced, compassionate energy. She knows she needs to remove some aspects from her life, and when she does this, the winnowing is never unkind. She takes herself to her magical place amid snow or in summer's fullness, and is welcomed by the wild ones who know her name. She warms herself by the light of the candle that will leave something in the past and help another find their true way. She also lights the candle to bring in blessing. Just as often as she banishes, she blesses. She brings in the light in the time of darkness. She brings in the warmth at the time of cold. She has serenity within all circumstances, for she has seen the wheel turn again and again, and she has found a balance within her own self that exists beyond the fluctuations of the worldly turning of the seasons. She has moved too beyond regret, the desire to remain young or to hold on too tightly to what cannot ever be recaptured, for it is transient. And she moves into the blessings of her years, the wisdom, the compassion, the seeing of the patterns. As you grow older, solitary wise one, you too would do well to find the balance that is inevitable turning of the wheel. You are becoming a wise one, and in time your older self will welcome you and share with you so much. Until then, banish what cannot bring balance, bless what can help you rise, and find the lightness of being available to you at all ages. Do not remove your wise old self from the world. You are a blessed, wise being, and all points on the wheel are sacred. Meaning finding balance, seeking harmony in life and within your own self, finding a way to embrace the changes life can bring, a sense that your wisdom is shifting, changing, yet becoming more truly your very own. A calm energy that accompanies you, drawing other beings who can trust in your energy, wise yet wild, lighting the dark, warming the cold, inside and out of you. Lotus, I do feel like this has a lot to do with growth and change and understanding. Lightworker, this was yours, honey. You were 2 cards ago. So I called for you, and then I called for Ding Dong Panther Tube, and now I'm reading for Lotus. So you just have to go back a little bit. Lightworker, yes. Okay, Lotus, I'm sorry about that. This is the change that's coming into your life. You know that your life is changing right now through leaps and bounds, and especially in the physical areas of your life. It's getting to the bottom of what's happening to ensure that not only does it never happen again to the best of your ability, because again, we have no control over what the universe throws at us, but maybe handling it better next time. And that's not to say you're not handling it as best as you can be now, but you're going to be a little older, a little wiser, a little more spiritually compliant, if that makes sense. If anything like this ever happens again, don't fall into the trap of turmoil. Okay, of anything that takes your peace away is not for you. All right. If it's something physical, because I know you are going through a lot of physical issues right now. If it's something physical, then you have to do everything you possibly can do. Okay. If it means not working, even if no one else is, then that's what the universe wants you to do. And there's a reason the universe wants you to do that. Maybe they have something different or better in store for you than what it is you're doing now. If you have to call in, if you have to not go to work, if you have to not answer the phones and nobody else is there to do it, then guess what? I know it's easier said than done, and I'm totally not judging you, because I'd probably be doing the same thing you're doing, running myself into the ground and then running it down under the ground, because nobody else is going to do it. Trust me, I get it. But the universe is saying to you, like, what is it going to take for you to understand that you have to chase your own happiness and your own comfort sometimes? Because when you look back 5 years from now, it's going to be like, why didn't I just give myself a break? You know, and you know that's true, because it happens to all of us. Oh, Lightworker, no problem, honey. I totally get it. It's no big deal at all. All right, guys, everybody, good night. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate you guys. You will see us tomorrow night with Miss Paranormal Pixie Lara at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure how long we're going to do that, how long we'll be there for, but we'll just chit chat about things and stuff. As long as I can make it. That time slot is a little iffy for me because of all of the channeling and stuff that I do tonight, but we should be good to go at least for tomorrow. Monday morning, or Monday afternoon, technically at noon Eastern time, we'll have Chris the Paranormal Dude back on with myself and Ghost Dragons for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending how the chat goes, really. Also, Monday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, it's the usual pre-recorded where we're talking about a possible real, like, Nosferatu like vampire in England in, sometime a long time ago at Crogland Grange, that actually attacked a few people and bit them. What else? Links for my books, Missing the Faith Theory, Encounters with Evil, 101 True and Terrifying Stories, and Shadow Entities, Sleep Paralysis and Beyond. All of those links for Amazon, Kindle, and paperback in the description box, as well as my Amazon wish list gift link if you want to send me something. Guys, PayPal and Cash App Super Chat donations are how I make my living and how I'm able to do YouTube and Oracle and the spiritual one-on-ones full time. And also my small business. I don't have a website yet, but if you want more information, if you need anything, GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. Dan of all trades. Yes, because we end whenever we don't have anyone left. So usually if you get here by 9 o'clock, you're good. And this is ending early for us. The past 2 weeks have just been, I don't know what's going on. All right, guys, love, light, and tons of peace. Yeah, I will see you tomorrow at 8 Eastern. Bye, guys.